So all of those decisions may have to start before tomorrow. So I'm like my own little butler. I try to set up my own things. Like I set up my clothes and canvassers, done. So all I'm doing is working on, like, I try not to do things behind the 8 ball. Because I get wrong when I do that. You know what I'm Oh, I see. Okay. That is crazy. If you look at it that way, I believe it's business. That makes me sound HR.
Right, I know, and that makes
I bet that'd make them happy. I was on top of the ladder, I was pulling the zip tie, and the ladder was on dirt, but there was a lip underneath the dirt, and so when I moved forward, the ladder went forward, and it threw me backwards, and my chair was kicked in. I
Okay,
was like,
ladies and gentlemen, if I can get your attention, please, we will open our public hearing. Just as a reminder, tonight's meeting is a special called meeting. The only thing on the table for discussion is budget. So we will open the floor for any public comment at this time.
Yeah, I just wanted to, just an observation for being here.
I'm sorry, please tell us what your name is.
Bruce Church, District 1. And just a couple of observations, just being here the last couple of meetings and looking at the budget, how it comes up. It looks like that a lot of discussion doesn't really go around the budget. Somebody brought up the school budget and how somebody said, well, that's just the way we've always done it. We just approve it. And there's got to be some discussion and tearing into that budget to look at it. And looking at even like the jail scenario, you know, in regular business, a second bid, you always have a threshold for spending money, and a second bid's always is gone after. And if a company can't get a second bid, they need to outreach to providers to do that. So it seems like not a lot of policing going on the budget spending.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you feel that way, but a lot of the budget work goes on in committee.
Well, I
So
did
it
hear,
gets
it's just
brought
always,
here.
but I did hear when the school board presented the budget to the council, they said, well, it's just always been that way, we just approve it and pay it.
I think that maybe was said that way to say that in this body, we do not tell the school board how to handle their budget. They have a school board, they set their budget, they come and present it to budget committee. Budget committee hears everything they have to say about it. We ask questions, there's discussion about it in the budget committee meeting. When it gets brought here, it is presented as the budget committee has reviewed and questioned, and it gets brought before this board. They have an opportunity to ask questions if they want to. If not, then this is the place we vote on it. The work gets done in the committee.
So I think it's just checks and balance and transparency.
I agree.
Do I go there? I think I would. I don't think I'm supposed to go there. I don't know.
Does anybody else want to speak? Well, welcome to.
I'll add a little bit.
Katie said, just for your information, I'm chairing this meeting. Okay?
I didn't know the meeting started yet.
Yeah, it did, but you got up and left, so I'm chairing the meeting. Thank you. Yes,
Hi,
ma'am.
Amy. I'm Pam Church,
Okay.
Bruce's wife, District 1. My concern, we come from Colorado, and we had our taxes go up 40% in 1 year, property taxes. This is why we're very sensitive to what we're seeing here right now, and that's why we're here to speak. And you are right about the committees. And my concern is, where's all the is there discussion of the committees? Are they being efficient? Because we're to be good stewards of people's money. This is our money, not the council's money. It's not the school board's money. So we just got here, and I don't know everything that's taken place, Amy, but I'd like to know about, is there an ethics committee? Or, and as far as the jail's concerned, is there a purchasing department? So that would be two things I would kind of add to what Bruce was saying.
Yeah, those are great questions. We do not have a purchasing department per se. That is something that is on audit findings every year. We have discussed as a budget committee and a body about implementing a purchase department. Of course, that takes money, and not everybody votes to include that in the budget for a purchasing department, so we do not have a purchasing department per se. We have a list of all the committees and boards. You can visit the mayor's office at any point and get a list of all of those committees and who is serving on those. So you're welcome to that information. Every meeting that we have, every committee meeting and board meeting is open to the public, and there is discussion. I attend the budget committees. I know there's discussion that's going on in there and questions. So you're welcome to attend those every time there is one. They are open to the public.
Yeah, and I've been to them. I haven't been to the committee meetings, but I just, was concerned to know that the taxes have increased 34% in the schools, and the growth has been, 2% or something? Let's see. 7% enrollment increase and a 34% spending increase. So, where can we find out where's the money going? I did get the budget, but I need to know where's the money going. If it's not going to the children because the teachers are buying books and the supplies, where is it going? Are we $17 million in debt because of the school? I mean, what's going on there? So we just need a lot more information. And when we were here last week, nobody spoke. It was just a vote. I saw a couple of people speak up and they got shot down. But I'm telling you, this is going to creep in on everybody. I've seen it. We've seen it, and we need to get on top of it with committees and ethics committee. So that's really all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. If there isn't any other public comments to be made during the public hearing, we'll close the hearing and we'll open our regular meeting in just a couple of minutes.
What are you working on these days, bro? read serious about the glasses. I had to ask you something. I'm serious, I left them in the truck. You borrowed them. All right. You don't know what we'll vote on. No. Yeah, because I sure I did, I left them, I couldn't see that blinded glass. I got a tractor, I can't figure out when it's overheating. It's at T5 115 Ohio. And last year, it started overheating. And I was fighting it, I think. Well, I finished up. I jerked the filters out, the air filters, changed all in, blowed the radiator. And then it's that kind it's got that plastic reservoir sitting on top. It was cracked. Then he changed all of it out, changed all the filters, done everything. Finished running fine. I mean, stayed, of course, I think you was running a lot. But anyway, let's say you get up, that's what it says, you know, air conditioning. I started cutting hay. It was fine. One day he started cutting. And he said, that thing got running hot on me. He said, I backed off from here. Well, the day I was cutting up here. It didn't get me red, but I'd back her down and, you know, I don't know what the, I don't think the radiator's that dirty. No, she'll cut the same gears. And I mean, I've cut it, but I a little bit since I washed that radiator out. I don't know, is it? Like it's that clogged and I don't feel like it.
You know, because you got your condenser set there.
Yeah.
So it's hard to.
Gotta go through two of them.
Well, they should have to pull all the, pull it all out, try to wash it. I mean, that'd be the first thing.
Well, I got one of them things that you put in there, you know,
Yeah,
wash
and
it.
it, that'd probably be the first start.
Yeah, let's see.
But you wouldn't think so.
I mean, that's what it said when I just did my filters out. It's got one that big, and it's got to jerk both of them out, 30 minutes, and after I done that, it runs. But here lately, all of a sudden, it's jumped up.
I don't know if radiator for it. Usually you don't, a lot of people think, you know, water pumps leak and stuff. I ain't never seen that.
Most of the time I see a water pump, you reach up and grab a fan and water's running out of it.
Or I have seen some of the blades up here, but that's very.
It's just, I mean, it is 10 years old, but it don't have like 12 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I can get your attention, please, we will get this special call, council meeting, going. If this is budget, meeting only. So we'll have our opening by Mr. Cody Lanier. We'll have our pledge by Douglas Carson. We'll have our invocation by Gerald Burnett.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father, thank you for all the ways you bless us. I'm thankful for where we live and this community that we are a part of. We're so thankful for this council, for the people that lead our government, people that work in support of our community. Pray that you'll bless them and protect them. Pray that as we consider things like money and expenses and revenue and protecting and providing for our citizens, that we will have your wisdom and have your strength to do the right thing in all cases. Father, we love you. Thank you for Jesus. It's in his name we pray. Amen.
Lacey, if we could do roll call, please.
Katie Blackburn,
Here.
Dexter Golden,
Here.
Marty Cashin,
Here.
Shane Taylor,
Here.
Greg Glenn, Sunny Ray Moorhead,
Here.
Don Taylor,
Here.
Houston Lindsey,
Here.
Robert Bracewell,
Here.
Douglas Carson,
Here.
Jimmy Hammond,
Here.
Artis Bobo,
Here.
Gerald Burnett,
Here.
Bradley Dye,
Here.
Amy Cashin.
Here. So we have 14 present, so we do have a quorum. We do not have minutes to approve tonight, so we'll move on to our public comment section. Ms. Regina, give you a couple of minutes to speak.
Thank you. And if I'm too long, you just have to stop me. I do have a hard copy for everyone, okay? Members of the Moore County Metro Council, thank you for your service to our community. Serving in public office requires time, effort, and a willingness to make tough decisions. Please know my comments are offered in the spirit of transparency, accountability, and responsible stewardship of taxpayer resources. I'm writing as a concerned citizen about the recent budget discussions and approval process. As I observed during recent budget meetings, I become concerned that council members appear to be discouraged from asking detailed questions about the proposed expenditures. Reviewing and proposing and questioning budget items is one of the council's most important responsibilities, and citizens rely on your council, on your members to fully understand how our taxpayer dollars will be spent before casting a vote. I was also concerned that department heads were not allowed to answer questions on their budget. Because department heads have the greatest knowledge of their spending plans, their budget justifications, and allowing department heads to respond to those questions ensures every council member has the adequate information necessary to make an informed decision before council voting. Citizens benefit when budget discussions are open, transparent, and informative. Public confidence is strengthened when questions are welcomed, explanations are provided, and elected officials demonstrate a careful review of proposed expenditures. Since the county budget directly impacts taxpayer, county services, employees, and the financial future of Moore County, I respectfully encourage the council to foster an environment where questions are encouraged, information is shared openly, and oversight responsibilities are fully exercised. Additionally, I was concerned by a comment made at the end of the meeting that appeared to be directed toward another council member. Conservative disagreement does strengthen decision-making, while personal attacks can discourage open discussion and it diminishes public confidence. Such comments can create an atmosphere of tension that distracts from the collaborative and respectful dialogue citizens expect from their elected officials. I encourage the council to review its public comment procedures so citizens have a meaningful opportunity to take part in the local governmental process. My intent is not to criticize any individual, but rather to encourage a process that promotes transparency, accountability, and public trust. I respectfully encourage the council to 1, allow department heads to answer questions about their budget. 2, provide council members sufficient opportunities to ask questions before votes are taken. And 3, review public comment procedures to encourage meaningful citizen participation. And 4, I would like to personally invite each of you to attend one of our concerned citizens' public meeting, not as an elected official, but as a fellow citizen, to hear firsthand the comments, the questions and concerns, and the ideals being shared by members of our community. These actions would strengthen public confidence, improve transparency, and support the council's important oversight responsibilities. Although we may serve our community in separate ways, we all share the same goal. to see Moore County governed with integrity, transparency, and responsible stewardship of taxpayer resources. Above all, we share a deep love for the county, and we all are proud to call home. I thank you for your time and your service to our community, and thank you for allowing me to talk.
Okay, let's move on to the second reading of the 26-27 budget. I will point out that in the packet, there was a copy of the resolution for the tax levy that had a misprint on it. And you have a replacement at the table. You guys would have seen this and recognized it, but I just want to point out the first line for general should be .6689. So you have a replacement sheet on the table in front of you. So that is the resolution for the tax levy. Alright, so is there a motion to accept the second reading of the budget? Motion by Mr. Gerald. Is there a second?
I'll say.
Houston with the second. Okay. Any discussion or questions?
Madam Chair, I was forwarded a list of questions by a citizen. So these are not mine. This is, I guess my only comments on this. One of them, I guess, doesn't pertain directly to this budget, but it's kind of for those who were involved in approving it. But the first question is, this budget relies on fund balance to balance recurring operations. And it's a little bit of a misnomer, but just reading what they say. At what point does this practice become unsustainable? And what is the multi-year plan to return to a structurally balanced budget without relying on reserves? And I guess I'm just going to read through all of these because I think they're pertinent for any budget. For every department that has received significant funding increases over the past 8 years, what measurable performance improvements can you demonstrate to taxpayers? They said EMS, fire, sheriff, administration, and they requested metrics, not opinions. They said payroll has increased substantially over the last 8 years. Can the council identify what percentage of that increase was due to the staffing growth, wage increases, inflation, state mandates, or expanded services? Multiple Tennessee comptroller audits identified recurring internal control and financial management findings over several years. What specific corrective actions were implemented after each finding, and why these issues appear again in subsequent audits? What formal financial analysis is required before approving capital projects exceeding $250,000? And is that analysis available for public review? I think we've got a $25,000 policy. Several funds required significant budget amendments during the fiscal year. What process does the council use to determine whether these amendments reflect changing circumstances, inaccurate budgeting, or deficiencies in the original planning process? How does Moore County determine the appropriate staffing and equipment levels for law enforcement, fire, and EMS? And what objective benchmarks are used to compare those levels with similar Tennessee counties? What debt capacity analysis has the council performed? And how does today's debt burden compare with the county's long-term financial goals? Before proposing a tax increase, what documented efficiency reviews, expenditure reductions, or operational changes were evaluated and rejected? And if an independent financial review were conducted today by the Tennessee Comptroller or an outside CPA firm, what areas of county government would this council identify as its greatest financial risks, and what evidence supports that assessment? These are all great questions every year.
You need a finance department to be able to do all that stuff you're talking about like that. But, I mean, you're talking about a staff of probably 2 or 3 people to do all the analysis and things that you're asking for, and there's nobody willing to staff up that number of people in the mayor's office. So we have no financial department, so, I mean, some of this analysis takes a lot of work, a lot of details that the council members doesn't really, we don't have time, we got day jobs, we don't have time to do all that.
Like I said, that was a citizen
Yeah.
asked me to ask those questions.
But I will say, I don't want it to be said that, oh, we said we didn't have time to do analysis. Please don't take that as the answer. We don't have time to do analysis that a whole department would do. But there has been lots of analysis, lots of questions about items in the budget. Some of that information, as you well know, we depend on department heads who are mostly elected officials, but if they aren't elected officials, they are employees of the county, and they don't have to answer questions to us. We ask their boss. They don't have to answer our questions unless they're an elected official, and then we all get to ask them questions, and then if we don't like it, we get to vote, right? For an employee, they don't have to answer us, we get to ask their boss. Analysis is done through the budget committee. It's open to the public. We can ask any kind of question we want in that committee. Some of those other points, I would say we, as far as what we have to pass before the budget, the state comptroller's office goes through our budget, and they have lots of checks and balances in place. We get audited by the state every year. So a lot of those things are happening. We don't employ a CPA outside of that unless I've missed that somewhere. But we are audited by the comptroller's office every year. We get the audit book back. So it's not like no work is being done towards any of that. Now, I will say the budget and county finances is a big item to understand. And it's not always easy. And I have been serving for a long time, and I won't tell you that I fully understand every single part of it because I'm not in it and out of it every single day. It's bigger than being able to understand in one meeting. But I agree with you, those are great questions. Some of those answers they are happening. The audits, the comptroller's checks, the committee meetings, all of those things are happening. It's not like the taxes don't touch any member here, right? We're not exempt from tax increases. If we each individually vote to increase taxes, it affects our own pockets as well as anybody else's. So I don't think anybody's trying to increase taxes and pay more than what we think is valid for the services that we enjoy as a community. You guys can.
So, one of the things, if I understood her correctly, one of the questions is about the amount of the budget going to raises and payroll and different things like that. Most of those jobs are state mandated as far as how much they have to be paid. We don't make those raises. We don't make most of those choices. A big chunk out of the budget last year was the raises for the teachers. That was state mandated. That came from Nashville, or that came from the Hill. So that was out of our control. And I don't know every single one of the department heads, but I know most of them, some of them closely. And I do know that they are held accountable for what needs to happen for our county, for our students, for our jails. these people are being held accountable for that job. On top of that, they're also being held accountable to every member of the county when they go and vote, or every voter in the county that takes that opportunity to go and vote. We do not take this job lightly. We do not want to overspend. We want to do the best for our county, and we are working towards that. And as any council or anybody can tell you, everything is going up. And I don't mean that as a blanket, but we have to be able to stay sustainable for us to be able to provide what the people are expecting, whether they want to pay for it or not.
I'd like to add, if you don't mind, I know some of the comments about they don't feel like there is discussion going on, but whenever you get elected to this job, your district has hired you to do that. So when we get our email, our packet in the mail, we immediately start trying to go through these numbers. And we start trying to call department heads, and we go to those committee meetings, because if everybody in the district tried to come to this, they wouldn't fit the building, quite frankly. So, you know, they're putting their faith and trust in the people they elected to sit here to do that homework and go outside of their family time to try to get the best answers. They make phone calls, and I receive them, and I've had, you know, yays and nays, and you try to listen to all of them. But at the end of the day, like what Sonny said, you have to look at where we're at as a county, and you can go for years not increasing. You can go years not fixing problems, and then at some point, you have to replace a roof. You have to replace AC. But it's not going to be cheaper when that happens. And I don't mean to knock the previous councilman, because I tell you, I feel like everybody should sit in the seat at least once. Everybody. But you go so long, I think we're feeling some of that. I mean, I'm not saying any bad things on previous members, but there's a lot of things that's still going to have to be replaced. Ron, there's water lines coming up, and I think y'all all know that, and it's going to cost money. We have a volunteer fire service. At some point, they're going to need to be funded a little bit more. We have a lot of tax base in this county that is close together. You lose houses, people move out, they don't build back. That money's gone. And I mean, you know, you have to look at it, how do we rebuild, how do we keep this going? It doesn't just happen because we say no every year. And at some point, you gotta look at how many people you wanna lay off. Is that what we're talking about now? We have a great education system. They have done a fantastic job, and I have 3 kids in the system, and I can attest to it. No family works there, they do that good of a job. I'm not mad at them for it. They do fantastic. Our fire, our police, our EMS. You go to any other county and you talk, and they are bragging about it. But I will tell you, we do our homework when this comes in, and we're asking those questions. And the people that put you in that seat, they don't feel like you're always welcome to call, come to those meetings. They're public.
I guess when I hear about all these formal financial analysis, payroll and wage increases, and increases, I mean, all that list of things that was asked for is, I mean, that'd be great to have. As a council, I just, you know, I can't always provide that as a budget committee. We can't load up a document and say, we got this analysis we did. Amy's exactly right. In those committees, we question the department heads when they come in and request stuff. And we ask the hard questions. And then when you think about what could possibly be cut, there's just not a lot out there that you can go to and say it wouldn't hurt the citizens of the county to start whacking on it. And so we've struggled with that for the past 8 years that I've been on the budget committee, and still a struggle. And the budget that we have put forward this year has honestly just a continuation of where we are, with 2 cents going for the jail. And so, and to me, this is a reasonable budget. It is what we think we can continue services at the same level they are today. We put some money aside for the jail. That's basically what the budget is.
I want to ask, and I'm just asking because most of the time I know there's a no on that side. What is y'all's solution? Give us a quick rundown. I'm curious. What is your solution?
What's my solution? We need to get more than 1 bid for the jail.
Let me ask
That's it.
what school board meeting did you go to that you would adjust their budget? I'm just asking a question.
Well,
What
see,
meeting did you go to?
After you approve the 10-cent raise for them, they wanted to move $250,000, which would cover the raises for those teachers that wasn't at $50,000.
Is this last year, Betty? or-
Yeah.
I'm asking for this year, Betty. I'm asking for this.
They didn't
budget.
ask for nothing else this year. They
But
got it all
But
last
you're
year.
still, like, no, I just want to know what you would change. Like, what,
I tell you what I would do.
budget
I would
meeting
get a
did you go to
licensed
that you would
CPA.
change? I'm asking, what budget meeting did you go to?
I would
that
get
you
a
would change?
licensed CPA to do the budgets for everyone. And that way it would be done fairly.
Who pays for that?
We do, but it would save
So
us
that
money in the
costs-
long run.
But does that cost the county and the taxpayers?
It costs the
more money?
county, but it saves the county in the long run. Because
Okay.
it would all be done fairly.
So you're saying the budget is not fair?
That's what I gotta ask, now, how is it not done fairly? I'm just asking,
If
what's
I was doing a
unfair?
budget for me, I would do it fairly. But Joe over here does a budget for himself, and he's gonna cushion it just a little bit. And I've been around budgets for 25 years, and I know that happens. And I've seen the waste in the budgets. I've seen waste come across here even.
Can you show me that? Because I can't.
Did you see that bid? The one bid for the jail. We didn't get 2 bids, we didn't get 3, we got 1 bid. That bid is wasteful.
That's,
I don't
that's your,
care how
that's your
you
one
cut it.
thing out of the whole budget is the bid for the jail.
No, I got a lot of other stuff, but
I was
there's
just
no
saying,
reason to
just
sit
because
here.
you're always, no, I'm just asking, Betty.
I
Where
said,
are we
I don't believe in
wasting
the
money?
2-cent raise to do the jail because I think the budget, the bid for that is too much.
Okay. If we don't do it, Gerald.
I told you the other night, I would approve the budget and I'd vote yes if you take the 2 cents off.
If we don't do the jail, we didn't add the 2 cents. What does that do to us come next year?
Well, next year you'll have to add more, you'll have to do more.
Not if everybody takes it,
Okay, how do
and
we-
live within your means.
How do we do
Live
that?
within
Like, it's
your
a,
means.
it's a pay that's going out. How do we do that?
If you look, just looking at school, right, I think the high was in 2012, we had over 1,000 students, then dropped down to 850. And then we just now got back up over 900, so we're 10% lower in student population, and our spending over the last 13 years has gone up significantly. A lot of that is state mandated, but like Senator was saying, last year's budget, it got thrown out that a lot of it was state mandated, a bunch of it wasn't. I don't know how much of it was actually this year, honestly, I didn't go that deep into it, with what was state mandated, but we're required, we've got the MOE, right? We could give them exactly that much this year.
What year
They're
was
hiring
it the
additional
school?
staff.
I'm asking, what year was it the school updated? I wasn't on the council when that happened. Whenever the school redid the
2018.
everything.
Is that right?
Is that, and that's figured, you're saying all,
You're talking about
Don't-
Jim?
yeah.
Yeah, that was 28, yeah, 16 to 18, where I was back by then.
I know there was a significant jump there whenever you look at some of it. I think that night I was here and I think you threw that out there.
That funding account, like,
Yeah, I know, but there was a meeting on that concerned me. I make sure maybe I wasn't following you that night. There was some jumps.
but, so we're spending a lot more on our schools with a lot fewer students and a lot more salaried instructors. Again, some of that state mandated. I don't think all of it is. Our administration costs have gone up significantly in the school. And then you look at the sheriff's department, Moore County has more policing per capita than any of the surrounding counties. That
Included with the tourist traffic.
with the sheriff and police and all of these other counties, Moore County has more police
I'm just asking.
per capita.
And that's counting, you're counting with the tourists, I mean,
I'm talking residents.
But I'm talking foot traffic, because I mean, there's crime that still happens with non-residents.
It might still happen with non-residents, but also the crime stats don't match up.
How would we go for the next 10 years? You know, let's look at 10-year plan. How do we do that with the buildings the age that they are, some of the infrastructure the age it is? keeping good, hard people here, a great school system numbers. How do we do that with not trying to keep the projection? How do we, I'm asking, like,
So
give
you,
some kind of.
part of it is you reduce staff, because what you see with payroll isn't, you know, if you're paying somebody 50K, it costs you significantly more than that between insurance and benefits. You reduce the staff. You ask more of the personnel that you've got, and you pay them. You say, look, we're asking you to work harder, to take on more responsibility, because we are a smaller county than these other counties around us. Like, when you add manpower.
Take the manpower away, but you, I'm asking, you take the
take
manpower
personnel
and add
away.
to their salary?
You take personnel away, add responsibility, and pay them more.
Respectfully, have you ever been in a classroom for a week period as a teacher or a teacher's aide, or been in the positions that you're trying to cut?
Well, homeschooling, just two of them, and the one that we did have in public school is getting better.
You have been a teacher or a teacher's aide, or been in a school for a significant amount of time to understand what it would take to be that person.
So I understand that the situation, the conditions that our teachers are placed in are very difficult. Like,
Understand and experience are two very different things.
you don't have to experience something to make a judgment call.
No, I don't know. That's all.
So you can't say when a doctor did a bad job.
I'm not saying I totally, I'm just asking a question. If y'all were right now to cut y'all staff, would one of y'all possibly be working at night? I've asked this, I've had that answer to me.
I've been the one that made $22,000 a year working for this county and working this county as a single officer. I've been the one that fought people bare knuckled to the hand and to the foot and brought them to jail, or sometimes fought them until backup got there 4 minutes later. We've evolved a little bit in the 27 years that I've policed this county, but if you go back, the numbers of employees have not increased. Sheriff Hatfield has ran a tight budget, no different than what Mark Logan has. You take employees away from the sheriff's office, the ambulance service, or any other, then you're increasing the risk of that employee, which will in turn get you sued as a county. I have been that person with the bloody knuckles. I've been that person that went to the hospital. Okay? Like it or not, Moore County has the same crime as anybody around us. We may not have 50 murders a year. We have the same crimes. We fight the same demons. We rescue the same people with heart attacks. We've had proof of that here in this very building recently. And if we have that less employee and they're on a lesser call, then it takes longer to get there, that person dies. And if you take 2 employees away from any one of those departments, you're saving, what, a couple pennies? How much is that lawsuit going to cost you?
And I'll answer that. Being over the planning for the last 5 years, guys, Citizens has not stopped moving here. We're on average right now with 60 building permits, I think, a year. I mean, not all of that could be brand new residential. That could be somebody splitting off from their family, moving out of the house. We have grown in population, and they have not hired more. I mean, I want to say just thank you for that, and thank you for Tyler, to try to maintain that. He didn't go out here to try, oh, hey, we had 2 in people county, we need to add another person. We got 1,000 people, and crime has went up. That's a valid point. I mean, I can't sit here, I've called the department head, I've asked them and talked to them. My job is to try to review this and come to this meeting. You know, I don't know if efficient is the word, but I don't want to sit here and argue back and forth. I want us to talk and be efficient in the matter. But you know, it can be name calling and arguing back and forth, and that's doing nothing for the people waiting to hear the vote.
And that's the thing, when it comes to this, like I said, I read these so that y'all would hear them. That way, if I'm not here next year, hopefully it's actually taken to heart and considered, because these are not quick, oh, the department head can answer that. Like, you've got to start record keeping, and that's the great thing about record keeping. 2005, we had 11 deputies. We've got 18 now. Our population's gone up. Last year it was 12%. Some measures now are saying 13 or 14%. So we've added 600-700 people. And our staff, 11 is too few. Like I provided one of the deputies a schedule where you could have 14 deputies and have 2 deputies on shift with 1 supervisor, round the clock, sufficient time for training, sufficient time for vacation. Like,
It's not sufficient when somebody takes vacation and then somebody else is out sick, and you got 1 person on. Because that happens, that still happens to this day. It still happens to this day. I cover shifts. Sheriff Hatfield has covered shifts. We answer calls on a daily basis. I get the 101 is the easy punching bag. We're the largest budget in the 101. I get that. But there's not been, I was one of those deputies back in 2000. I answered many calls by myself.
I just wanna, I think we need to move on and vote, but I just wanna say that it's not the first time questions like that has come up. It's not the first time that we've tried to assess the situation and try to put things in place. As you know, it is hard to get money out of this board, even if we say doing this now will prevent us from spending money in the future. There's a lot of those situations, but we don't always agree, and we don't always say yes to things that somebody might think is a good idea now versus later. So the debate, I think, is good to have those conversations. We all vote in the way that we think we should, and that is our prerogatives. It's not the first time those questions have come up. It's not the first time they've been good questions. It's hard to get something like that in place for many, many, many reasons. And one of them is non-agreement about how the best path forward is. What one person thinks is a good path forward, other person might think it's frivolous. One person might think that's crazy, but that's why we all have committee meetings to go and have the good debate and try to change people's opinions about things or get them to vote for, you know, the way, convince them that what you're saying is the right thing. But we all vote, and it doesn't always go the way that we think it should. So, I'll stop my comments there, but if there's any other things that we need to speak about specifically about whether you have made up your mind which way you're going to vote, let's have those, and then we're gonna go into roll call.
I just say that I believe a majority of our constituents want our schools to be great. They want our police and sheriff's department to be supported, emergency services to work and be responsive when we call on them. And, you know, that's what we're voting on. We're not voting on, somebody said frivolous, wasteful spending. None of that stuff sounds wasteful to me. So when I cast my vote, when I look at the budget, I'm thinking we elected the sheriff, we elected these folks to lead these organizations. I'm not an expert in being a sheriff. I can decide that I'm gonna try to support and let him guide us in how we support, how we provide those services. And I think for us to come back and start nitpicking each of those items is not helpful sometimes. We can question them. We can try to understand them, but then we have to, they're elected, they guide what we're doing, so, I think we've got to get behind them and support.
Okay, Ms. Lacy, if you'll do roll call for us, this is second reading of the, do you have other questions or comments?
I said trust the experts.
Robert, how many meetings did you go to with budget?
Well.
I'm sorry, we're done with that. Y'all can talk about that, personally if you want to. We have a motion in a second. We're gonna do roll call. And we're gonna move on.
Andy Cashman,
Yes.
Bradley Dowd,
Yes.
Gerald Burnett,
Yes.
Arvis Bobo,
Yes.
Jimmy Hammond, Douglas Carson,
Before casting my vote, I would like to disclose that I'm an employee of the Moore County Sheriff's Office. After careful consideration, I'm voting based on my own judgment and in the best interest of the constituents I represent. I do not believe that my employment creates a direct conflict of interest regarding the appropriation for the Sheriff's Office. Therefore, I cast my vote in favor of the amendment. Yes.
Robert Bracewell,
No.
Houston Lindsay,
Yes.
John Taylor,
Yes.
Sunny Ray Moorhead,
Yes.
Shane Taylor,
Before casting my vote, I would like to disclose I'm an employee of the Moore County Sheriff's Department, and after careful consideration, I based my voting on my own judgment, my best interest of my constituents. I do not believe my employment creates a direct conflict of interest regarding this appropriation of the Sheriff's Office. Therefore, I cast my vote as yes.
Marty Cashman,
Yes.
Dexter Golden,
Yes.
Katie Sue Blackburn.
No.
Okay, we have 12 yeses and 2 nos, so second reading has passed. So at this time, we need to look at the appropriations resolution for the various funds. I received a copy of that in your packet. At this time, we will entertain a motion to approve that.
Make a motion to approve that.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second? I'm sorry. So we have a motion. I got Sunny Ray for the motion, Bradley for the second. So, Ms. Lacy, if you will do roll call for us again. This is the appropriations resolution for the various funds.
Katie Sue Blackburn.
I'm sorry. I didn't ask for discussion or questions. So we have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? If not, roll call, Ms. Lacy.
Katie Sue Blackburn,
No.
Dexter Golden,
Yes.
Marty Cashman, Shane Taylor,
Yes.
Sunny Ray Moorhead. Yes. John Taylor,
Yes.
Houston Lindsay,
Yes.
Robert Bracewell,
No.
Douglas Carson,
Yes.
Jimmy Hammond,
Yes.
Arvis Bobo, Gerald Burnett,
Yes.
Bradley Dowd, Andy Cashman.
Yes. So we have 12 yeses, so that passes. You also have in your packet the resolution fixing the tax levy. This is the one that I said previously had a mistype in the one that you received. You should have a replacement on the table. The mistype was under general. It should have been 0.6689. So that is, we'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve, Madam Chairman.
Shane with the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Houston with the second. Any discussion? If not, Ms. Lacy, do roll call for us.
Andy Cashman,
Yes?
Bradley Dowd,
Yes.
Gerald Burnett,
Yes.
Arvis Bobo,
Yes.
Jimmy Hammond, Douglas Carson,
Yes.
Robert Bracewell,
No.
Houston Lindsay,
Yes.
John Taylor,
Yes.
Sunny Ray Moorhead, Shane Taylor,
Yes.
Marty Cashman, Dexter Golden,
Yes.
Peggy Sue Blackburn.
No.
Okay, we have 12 yeses, so that passes. Also should have a copy of the appropriations to nonprofit charitable organizations resolution. I'll entertain a motion for that.
Motion approved.
Douglas, motion.
I'll second. I'll second.
Shane with the second. Any discussion? If not, let's see, the roll call again, Ms. Lacy?
Peggy Sue Blackburn.
No.
Dexter Golden.
Yes.
Marty Cashin.
Yes.
Shane Taylor.
Yes.
Sunny Ray Moorhead.
Yes.
John Taylor.
Yes.
Houston Lindsey.
Yes.
Robert Bresler.
No.
Douglas Carson.
Yes.
Jimmy Hammond.
Yes.
Artis Bobo.
Yes.
Joe Burnett.
Yes.
Bradley Dye.
Yes.
Amy Cashin.
Yes. 12 yeses, that passes. We have some budget amendments that we need to take care of. We had a couple that you received in your packet. Let's go with the first one that has on the top of it, budget amendment, Jack Daniel Barbecue, October 10th and 11th. Is there a motion to approve those?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Shane with a motion. Is there a second, John? Any discussion? If not, Ms. Lacy, if you will do roll call for us?
Amy Cashin.
Yes?
Bradley Dye.
Yes.
Joe Burnett.
Yes.
Artis Bobo.
Yes.
Jimmy Hammond.
Yes.
Douglas Carson.
Yes.
Robert Bresler.
Yes.
Houston Lindsey.
Yes.
John Taylor.
Yes.
Sunny Ray Moorhead.
Yes.
Shane Taylor.
Yes.
Marty Cashin.
Yes.
Dexter Golden.
Yes.
Peggy Sue Blackburn.
No.
Okay, 13 yeses, so that passes. We have one laying on the let's see, the other one, let's do the other one that was in your packet. It has, the very first line says 151, education. And the bottom one says 171, fund balance. Is there a motion to approve that? Bradley with a motion. Marty, second. Any discussion?
Kind of walk us through that one.
Is that the 151 one?
Yeah.
It's where we bought the textbooks. That was done in October, but we didn't pay it till really after the first of the year. So technically, the amendment, it may not have to be an amendment, but because we can probably use the note from when we agreed to purchase the textbooks through the loan pool. But we went ahead and put it on there as an amendment, just hopefully to satisfy what, but it was the loan for the textbooks of 82.5, I believe, or 85.5, and I think the textbook cost 81, 82, so that's what it is.
And the other one, the 171, is the $1 million for the retirement.
That's where the retirement, we have to put it in on both sides. We have to bring it out of fund balance to code it to the line to pay out of. Then we have to take the money from the 171 to move over to the 101 fund, because that's where it has to be paid out of that object code for the retirement. So it's a wash all the way, but you gotta wash it about 4 times to get it moved from department to department.
So the solid waste, 116, that's taken to retirement.
And it's the same, it's got retirement in it as well.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Lacy, could you roll call for us?
Casey Blackburn,
No.
Dexter Golden,
Yes.
Marty Cashin, Shane Taylor,
Yes.
Sunny Ray Moorhead,
Yes.
John Taylor,
Yes.
Houston Lindsey,
Yes.
Robert Bracewell,
No.
Douglas Carson,
Yes.
Stephen Hammond,
Yes.
Artis Bogo, Joe Burnett,
Yes.
Bradley Dye, Amy Cashin.
Yes. All right, so 12 yeses, that one passes. The next ones were on the table for you tonight. One, it says budget amendment on the top, and it has 116 solid waste. And the other one says budget amendment, the first line is 101-54110. They were laying on the table tonight. So entertain a motion to approve both of those. Marty, with the motion. Is there a second? Mr. Harbison. Any discussion? Gonna say after this one.
300,000, what was that for?
That was the transfer of it's actually where the other transfer out of it's the ARPA capital project money goes over in the retirement as well.
Okay.
The first $1 million was to buy in, and then the other is to offset
Okay.
this year, yeah.
Okay.
And what is left over rolls back to fund balance.
I'm gonna leave that in 171, or?
What's that?
The remaining, is it gonna stay?
No, the three will roll into the county general. If we don't use the 3, it stays in fund balance.
Okay. Ms. Lacy, if you'll do roll call for us.
Casey Blackburn,
No.
Dexter Golden,
Yes.
Marty Cashin,
Yes.
Shane Taylor,
Yes.
Sunny Ray Moorhead,
Yes.
John Taylor,
Yes.
Houston Lindsey,
Yes.
Robert Bracewell, Douglas Carson,
Yes.
Stephen Hammond,
Yes.
Artis Bogo, Joe Burnett,
Yes.
Bradley Dye, Amy Cashin.
Yes. All the amendments except for the school amendments. Should have had in front of you, amendments for the school budget. Is there a motion to approve the amendments for the school? Houston with a motion, is there a second? Marty, a second. Any discussion?
changes highlighted in yellow. Is that right, Chad?
Yes, sir. These are just minor tweaks to the previous budget amendment that you approved. As we've gone through the summer, there's been some issues, some changes there, and then there was, it doesn't impact anything as far as next year's budget. It's a wash. Some of it was state money through grants for summer camp and things like that.
Any questions, Mr. Morgan? If not, Ms. Lacy, if you will do roll call for us?
Candy Cashin,
Yes.
Bradley Dye, Gerald Burnett,
Yes.
Artis Bobo,
Yes.
Kenny Hannon, Douglas Carson,
Yes.
Robert Bracewell,
No.
Houston Lindsey,
Yes.
John Taylor,
Yes.
Sandra Moorhead,
Yes.
Shane Taylor,
Yes.
Marty Cashin,
Yes.
Dexter Golden,
Yes.
Peggy Sue Blackburn.
No. 12 yeses, so that passes. Okay, so as far as I know, that is all of the budget items that we had for tonight. We did that one. We did that one combined with this one.
I voted no.
If you don't know them, John, go ahead and make another copy.
think we are ready for a motion to adjourn.
So like.
On motion to adjourn. Ray. Anyone who is opposed is welcome